Welcome to Bridgenile Capitals. So, in today's podcast, which is podcast number 13, we will be discussing about the revenue growths of the company that is commonly ITC. So, let's move forward, right? Okay. Let's move forward to our stock that we have understood, which the stock that we will be buying basically. Let's move on to our screener. पहले चलते हैं हमारा खुद का स्क्रीनर पे चलते हैं. Search engine, right? This is our search engine. Now, how to understand the valuation, intrinsic valuation of a stock. This is how I understand. Right? I'm going to share my process. I don't say that you have to follow the same or you have to do the same. It's your wish, but this is how I do it. Clear? Okay. Now see. Observe the thing. Net revenue generated by the company. Revenue मतलब कितना सामान बेचा, sales. You can move on to another screener as well. Why I am telling you screener to screener value differs. सब लोग screener पे जाके देखते हैं, पर the thing is the value of different screener is different. Okay, so you have to understand, and you cannot blame any of the screener because they have their own individual fundamentals. Correct? Okay. Now see, here it is March 2020, and you can see out here, whatever it is. March 2020. See. What is the financial revenue? 52,000 crores. And what is in this particular screener? 45,000 crores. So that amount of adjustments are there in screener. I don't know why it is. मुझे पता नहीं ऐसा क्यों है, but this is how it is. As a result, I tell you not to use any of the screeners. Right? Always use annual report, investor presentation. That will never deny or give you misinformation. That will always give you a clear instinct information. Okay. So what are the informations are? Let's start. So net sales. We will be considering all the sales for approximately 8 years. हम लोग देखेंगे कि 8 साल में हुआ क्या है और कोई भी कंपनी को खरीदा क्यों जाए, right? Let's see, let's observe. So for that we will be moving to an indicator or calculator, something called the CAGR calculator. Okay, let's see. CAGR calculator means capital annual growth rate calculator. Now let us move to that particular calculator. We have opened the calculator from Grow app and Grow website in. So what you have to understand out here is the revenue of ITC in 2016, right? In 2016 is something around 40,731. Is, let's write down, 40,731. Correct? Out here it's written 40,731. आप मुझे ये पूछ सकते हो कि मैंने फिनोलॉजी का क्यों नहीं लिया, इसका क्यों लिया. There's only one particular reason to it. Reason is कि ticker tape, it has given me directly 8 years of revenue of the company, right? Whereas Phenology is giving me only 5 years directly. Simple. No basic reasons for that. If I consider it to 2023, the valuation कितना हो रहा है 2023 में? 73,000 crore, something like that. So write it down. The final valuation is 73,039 crores in term period of 8 years. What is the capital annual growth rate? मतलब सेल कितना का हुआ? 7.57%. Correct? Now you see, you make a details. Revenue. So revenue generated by ITC is how much? What was the revenue generated by ITC? 7.57%, right? 7.57%. That is the revenue generated by ITC. In what is the terminal year? 8 years. Let's look at same company, other FMCG sector. We will take 3 to 4 examples and you can understand which stock you should directly attract on, right? And how to choose a stock before purchasing it. Okay. Next, Hindustan Unilever. Why I am choosing this? Because they belong to the same industry. Unilever also belongs to the same industry, so as ITC, right? So we will be choosing this particular stock. Next, what you see is 8 years. You can see the valuation. This is 32,000 crores. Now give the valuation of 32. What is the example? 32,710. 32,710. Correct? Okay. and the next thing that we're giving after 8 years is which is the year 2023, 61,000 to 67. Let's see, 61,000 to 67. Okay, 8 years. What is the capital annual growth rate we are getting? 8.16. So if I want to buy Hindustan Unilever, I'm getting a sales revenue 8.16. Correct? 8.16 is the percentage of Unilever. आप लोग के सामने मैं कैलकुलेट करके दे रहा हूँ एग्जैक्टली हो कैसे रहा है. ठीक है, दिस इज द सेम प्रोसेस दैट यू हैव टू फॉलो. मीन्स आई बेसिकली फॉलो सेम थिंग. In what is the terminology of year? Again, I can say this is the 8th year, right? 8 साल में इतना रिटर्न दिया है, 8 साल में ITC ने इतना माल बेचा, इतना परसेंटेज एवरी ईयर ग्रो किया है. दे हैव ग्रोन, मतलब एवरी पर्टिकुलर ईयर उन लोग का सेल्स कितना परसेंट ITC का ग्रो हुआ है? 7.57%. एवरी ईयर हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर का कितना परसेंट से ग्रो हुआ है? 8.16%. लेट मी राइट द परसेंटेज साइन एज वेल, राइट? ओके, नेक्स्ट लेट अस मूव ऑन टू नेक्स्ट FMCG सेक्टर, which is very much important, something called Nestle. This is also an FMCG, right? खाना पीना का कुछ भी आ गया तो FMCG आएगा ना, बस उतना है, सिंपल है. See, next you proceed out here. 2016 again, the total revenue 2016 में उन लोगों ने कितना का सामान बेचा था? 9,292. Now see, what is the value coming? 9,262. What is the final valuation that is coming? What is the final valuation that is coming? 2092, sorry. And what is the final valuation that is coming? So the final valuation that is coming is something approximately around 19,247. 19,247. 8 years. What is the CAGR, right? What is the CAGR for Nestle? Nestle is something 9.53%. Write down Nestle is 9.53%. We will take 5 stocks as an example, which is a 8-year replications, right? 8 साल का हम लोग example देख रहे हैं. This is how I tell you how to choose, understand the stock, which stock should you buy, representing every single thing, right? एक बार once you understand that particular thing, the best stock under the cost price and the valuation, that is your intrinsic value. I'll just show you how to calculate an intrinsic value from an upper level. This is the most important video of the entire podcast. So my only request to every single person who is listening to it is just move in, just go out and observe the entire podcast from series number 1. This is the most important video. This is something I'm giving you for free, which you will probably learn, you will probably not learn after paying lakhs and lakhs of rupees. This is something I am sharing with you, pure experience. Okay, now next what I am giving you is, see, Hindalco. Even this is an FMCG sector. Okay, Hindalco is also an FMCG sector, if you can see. Not basically food consumers, but you can say. Okay, let us not consider Hindalco. Let us consider, okay, a good industry. We will be considering Adani Wilmar and Britannia Industries. That is easy, right? Because that is what we see. So we will be observing the Britannia industry. ब्रिटानिया इंडस्ट्री में क्या क्या देखते हैं, चलिए 2016 let us see, observe it. In 2016 the Britannia industry has generated revenue of something around 8,521 crore. Okay, let's write it down. Simple, nothing. 8,521. This is how you select a stock. Now that is different, and reading about a stock that is different, right? हम लोगों ने सीखा था. This is how we select a stock, and next process is how to understand the deep analysis of a stock. That is different. ये मतलब क्या है कि एक इंडस्ट्री से एक स्टॉक को उठा के लाना. This is the process I am telling you. Next process, ये 500 स्टॉक से which stock you want to buy, which will be detailed on further analysis. मतलब investor presentation last 10 years का बिना पढ़ के nothing can be done. Am I clear with it? Okay. Next, 16,897. सो 16,897 8 years में कितना है 8.93%. करेक्ट 8.93%. दिस इज ब्रिटानिया 8.93%. मतलब every year Britannia has growth itself by 8.93%. Right? So next company that we were about to choose, that was, what was the company? Adani Wilmar. अदानी विल्मर क्यों? सफोला ऑयल वगैरह उसी का तो खाते हैं ना. फॉर्चून ऑयल हो गया, कुछ भी फॉर्चून का कोई भी खाना हो गया. सो इट्स अ गुड कंज्यूमर, वी टेक इट इन आवर डे टू डे लाइफ्स. ठीक है ना. सो ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर बेसिस वी टेक दैट प्रोसीजर अपॉन. ओके नेक्स्ट 2016 17,826 crore. So let's see, 17,828 crore. You can see 728 crores, and the final part is कितना है 59,148. 59,148. 16.17% return. This Adani Wilmar is something 16.1%. How much was the return? 16.17. Okay, 16.1%, whatever it is, we can understand. So these are 5 companies over the last 8 years. Over the last 8 years, 8 years, 8 years. We are calculating 8 years because that is the shortest term in our screener that has been given. You can do the same table analysis on the industry, right? Understanding the stock from the industry. We are calculating the stock from the industry. Now we have 5 different companies starting from ITC. ITC has given sales. कितना सेल बढ़ा है साथ में? Every year it has increased 7.57%. HUL कितना इंक्रीज किया है? 8.16%. नेस्ले कितना इंक्रीज किया है? 9.53%. ब्रिटानिया कितना इंक्रीज किया है सेल्स? 8.93%. एंड अदानी विल्मर कितने इंक्रीज किया है एवरी ईयर? 16.1%. करेक्ट. अगेन now what you have to observe is income. I will show you one sector of individual thing, right? Income of ITC. Let us see what is the income of ITC that it has generating. Income of ITC, I'll just show you. Check out here. This is the net income generated by ITC in the next 8 years. That is income generated by ITC कितना होगा? 9,344. 9,344. And what is the final value after 8 years? That is 2023. 19,191. 19,191. So 9.41%. 9.41%. रिमेंबर, जिसका जितना इनकम ज़्यादा उसका उतना पे आउट भी ज़्यादा. जिसका पे आउट ज़्यादा उसका मैनेजमेंट बहुत बढ़िया. जिसका मैनेजमेंट बहुत बढ़िया वो स्टॉक बहुत बढ़िया. सिंपल. ओके, दैट्स हाउ आई थिंक बेसिकली अबाउट स्टॉक्स. If you want anyone to share this, please do share this video. Okay, it will be much more helpful. कोई भी तुक्काबाजी में शेयर वगैरह खरीद रहा है without calculating. This is basic analysis. I'm not telling you to invest in the stocks, but what I'm telling is FMCG मतलब खाने पीने का जो भी सेक्टर है, इंडस्ट्री है, उस सेक्टर से स्टॉक को चूज़ कैसे किया जाता है उसके ऊपर डिटेल्स एनालिसिस. दैट्स योर प्रॉब्लम, राइट? यू एज एन इन्वेस्टर हैव टू थिंक कि कौन सा शेयर में पैसा डाले. अब वो तो मैं बोल नहीं सकता ना सर, कोई भी नहीं बोल सकता. ओके, नेक्स्ट what we can do is assets. Let us observe the asset factors starting from 2016. The assets were total 51,651. Why is asset important? By asset है तब ना company रहेगा. Any company takes any kind of risk based upon assets. If there is no risk, there is no innovation. No innovation, no growth. No growth, no earnings. So company can only generate earnings if it takes risk. अगर रिस्क कब लेगा? जब एसेट होगा. इफ देयर इज नो एसेट देयर इज नो रिस्क, राइट? सिंपल फंडामेंटल्स. व्हाई आई एम कंसीडरिंग एसेट्स. 51,651. सो इट्स 51,651. एंड फाइनल वैल्यूएशन ऑफ एसेट टू द करंट 2023 कितना है? लेट अस सी. ओके, 2023 वी हैव एसेट समथिंग अराउंड 85,830. 85,830, 6.55%. कितना आ रहा है? 6.55%. Okay, so ITC has a revenue which is increasing at 7.57%. Income profit is increasing by, income matlab profit, net profit is increasing by 9.41%. Assets which is increasing by 6.55%. Similarly, if I check this same thing around for Hindustan Unilever and assets, right? Can we calculate the exact valuation of these two particular shares as well? We can definitely calculate. That is something I am leaving up to you. And on that particular basis and differences, let me know which company should you invest in, right? Which company should you actually invest in? मतलब मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि जिसका इनकम ज़्यादा, एसेट ग्रोथ भी ज़्यादा 8 साल में और सेल्स भी ज़्यादा, डेफिनेटली यू विल बी मूविंग टू दैट कंपनी. नाउ यू कैन चूज दैट कंपनी टू इन्वेस्ट, बट यू कांट बाई टिल नाउ, बिकॉज उसको खरीदने के लिए वन थिंग यू हैव टू डू, व्हाट इज दैट? यू हैव टू प्रोसीड फर्दर टू द इन्वेस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन और पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्यों, उसका मैनेजमेंट कैसा है. ओके, दिस इज फर्स्ट द वैल्यू इन्वेस्टर सीरीज. If you want to understand in more details how does intrinsic valuation moves in from the intelligent investor theories, I'll explain, but probably later on. First, any person wants to understand how investing works, my request to that particular person is to read and understand and listen to the entire podcast that I am speaking through with it. Okay, next class we will be having a last class for this particular podcast, so let me know if there is any particular problem. And okay, next class will be next particular podcast, that will be podcast number 14, will be the last podcast of our this series. Then we will start something with trading series as well, and what particular podcast you want, just let me know, I'll just go with it. Okay, thank you.